Okay, guys. So once we have completed the lecture, right? So now we're going to do the tutorial. So in this tutorial, we're going to practice and apply everything that you have learned on the lecture before, and then produce a simple floor plan of interior. So this exercise will be the same. So this exercise is important in order for you guys to produce assignment 1 on compact living floor plan that you guys did in your ID1. And then probably there'll be an issue because some of you probably haven't done the ID1 yet, right? But however it is, you can still pick up any floor plan or have a discussion with me or Miss Nicole, right? In order to produce the floor plan, right? We can go to that under consultation and tutorial later. All right. So let's begin the session. Let's begin the session. Right, so we're going to start the plan right now. So first thing, as usual, what you have to do is to check the unit, type unit, or the shortcut is UN. Make sure the scale that you're doing is actually on millimeters. All right, and precision is 0. Then click OK. And second, go to the icon AutoCAD here and go to the page setup, right? And then modify and pick up your printer or plotter output, right? So as usual, we pick up AutoCAD PDF high quality, or if you have any other software, third-party software for the PDF, example like Adobe and so on, then you can use Adobe. All right. And then the next one, we're going to produce this, I think about on A3 paper. So you can use A3 paper full blade. Right? A3 paper full blade, A3. All right, there you are. Okay. For now, fit to paper, center the plot, and landscape. And don't forget the plot style table, right, that we created before this, and choose your plot style table. All right, and then the menu will appear. So assign this to all layouts. All right, then press OK. Close. Okay, the next step to do this is to figure out the working space that we'll be working that we're going to create our drawing. Right. So what can we do? Simple. Just create 2 line, vertical line. Just get any line, any size, and then draw a horizontal line. All right. So basically the size of wood that we're going to work with is the size of within 10 meters times 10 meters. So offset the line, press O, offset, or you can click here, the offset here, there, all right, offset, and key in 10,000. 10,000 is actually 10,000 millimeters or 10 meters. Click, and then click to the right. Click the vertical line here, horizontal line here, and click to the top. All right, spacebar. Right. So once you have done, press Z for zoom, spacebar, and press A, spacebar, and there you are. Okay. So this is the working space that we'll be working on, right? Okay. So the reason why we need to do this, sometimes the zooming is too detailed or too tiny, and then when you create line, you can't even see where the lines goes, right? So that's why it's important to set up your working space. And then the next step is to create the limits for your working space. So to create the limits, type in limits, L-I-M-I-T-S, R, right? And then please read them. Limit specify lower left corner. So just click lower left corner of any area. All right, and then another one is upper right corner. Okay, so just click upper right corner. All right. So that's the limit of our drawing. It means that whenever we do the zoom all, Z, press bar A, then will be bring to this size here. It means that you will not lose your line if let's say you have lines that going to anywhere or any your view is actually go somewhere else, right? So when you press zoom all, then it come back to where you have saved your limit just now. All right. When you have done this, you can actually just delete all the line inside here. Okay, done. All right. Now let's begin. Our drawing. So the first thing before we start to draw, like what you have learned before this, first you need to work on your layer, right? So please create the layer that one that exactly the same that you did on your exercise before. Okay. So we need walls layer, grid line, doors, windows, furniture, toilet, access, dimension, what else? Text, just one text. Okay, once you have this, all right, so change the color of each layer. Wall will be changed to red color. Grid line will change to the dark gray here, index color number 8. Doors change to yellow color. Window change to yellow color. Furniture change into magenta. Toilet change to cyan. Hatches change to light gray or index color number 9. Dimensions also change to yellow color. And text change into green color. All right. And then we need to change the grid line here, right? Because only the grid line, the line type is using long dash, short dash, right? So please change this as well. So select the continuous line here and load the line and look for long dash, short dash. Long dash, short dash. Center line. Return. Yeah, right. Okay, use any of this, right? They have a 25 scale, 37 scale. These are actually the sizes they require. All right, so once we load the long dash, short dash, you can click the line, click OK, and apply to the grid line. Right. So you must remember a grid line will require long dash, short dash, line type. Right. Once you're done, close the menu. All right. So now we're going to start with the drawing right now. Okay. So a standard step for any interior design or architectural drawing, right? We must start or begin with a grid line, right? Any drawing, any architecture drawing, floor plan must begin with grid lines. Right, so first thing what I have to do is change our layer here into a grid line. All right, okay, and then press line and just create a straight line to the top here. Press spacebar. There you are, the line. Right. So we're going to create a simple floor plan. Right. So offset the grid line into 3000. And then another 3000. All right. So somehow actually the line is quite small actually. About this size. Okay. And then create horizontal line for the size and offset 3000 to the top, and under offset is only 1500. All right, after offset 3000 and then do another offset 3000 to the top and offset 1500 in between. So you have in between here, offset down here. So we're going to do, we're going to create a simple residential building, compact living building, with with living room, with a bedroom, kitchen, and also a toilet here. All right. So look at this. So as you can see that we have an access line here. Right? You can actually trim or cut, but I'm going to use stretch here. Click stretch and select the line using cross selection, space bar, and move it down. All right. Okay, there you are. So this is grid lines, right? So as you can see, the grid line here, actually the line type is too small. Does not appear as that, right? So what can we do? We need to change the LT scale. So type in LT scale, and maybe you can try to change to 10. Maybe try first. Right, 10 is too small. 50. All right, there you are. Okay, so we have the line type here. Okay, the next step is to draw the grid head. Right, to draw the grid head, what can you do? Just select a circle here, then click at the end of the line here. Right, so radius will be about 300. Right, so when you have that, move the circle to the end of the line. All right. So this is what we call as grid head. So any architectural drawing, they will have a grid head here. But whatever grid head will not have a line type, long dash, short dash like this. The grid head usually just a normal line. So if you want to change the line here, customly only to a certain line, you can just click the line here and right click and go to the properties. All right. Okay, there you are. You got this. Right. So we have a line by layer. Right. This is a line type. So click the line type here. Instead of by layers, just select continuous. All right. And done. So as you can see, even though the layer is actually using a long dash, short dash, a line type, but then the grid head is just a continuous line. Right. So once we have this, right, we can apply text into the grid head. Right. So let's do the text. Select the text. So make sure I turn off the OSNAP. Right. And press A. Highlight the text. Okay, highlight. You need to highlight the text, huh? And then key in 300. Once key in, press enter, and there you are. Right. It's okay if it is look slightly big here, right? But most important, after you select the close here, right, then you should get your correct text size. And make sure the text is in the middle here. Okay, so that's it. So now we're going to copy all this grid to the grid head to all grid. So press copy. Right, space bar, and then turn on the object snap by pressing F3. Okay, so insertion point at the end of the line here, and apply to other end of line here. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, on the other side, we still need to copy, but then we're going to use a quadrant. Right. The grid head, press space bar, and then using the quadrant on the left here, you see this one here, click, and then move it to the end of lines. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, there you are. So we have a grid head here. So once we have the grid head to all grid lines, then we need to change the text here. So this one here will be A, B, C. And this one will be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay, let's adjust the text position a bit to make it center. Okay, center of the circle. All right, there you are. So that's there you go. So there is a basic of grid line. So you must remember a grid line is important. Why? Because during constructions, right, and even a discussion, the position of space will be identified with the position of grid line. Example, if let's say we are talking about the space here, so we're going to talk about the lines between 1C or 1B, right? Okay, so that's how we work in construction. All right, once we got the grid line identified, the next step is create a dimension line. Right, so let me repeat the step again. First, we do grid line, then we do the dimension line, then we can start on the wall, window, doors, and so on. Why we have to do this? Because first, grid line is to help us to draw the floor plan on a correct dimensions. So in order to get a correct dimension, then we need to create the dimension first before we start drawing the actual floor plan. All right. So to create dimension like the one that we learned last week, right? So go to annotate, right, and then select the linear dimension here, right, and make sure we already on the snap. Click and click between the dimension, and then click here. All right. So I did a mistake here, where actually this dimension is supposed to be on dimension layers, but I created on the grid line layers, right? So what can we do now? We need to change this dimension into layers into a dimension layers, right? So what can we do? Go back to home here, right? Select the dimension, which is currently on the grid line, and then click the layer and change it to the dimension, and there you are. So this is the way how to change one layer to another layer. All right. So right now, because we are working on the dimension, so we need to change the current layer into dimension. So once we select the change the layer into dimension layer, whenever we created any lines or any drawing, means it will be created on the dimension that selected here. All right. So the next task is to make sure the dimension is on the correct scale. As you can see, right, we can't see anything on the dimension here, right? You cannot see anything, it's too small, and then even the thick lines is too small, right? So what we have to do next is to do the setting for dimension. So to do the set dimension, first go to annotate, right? And then click the dimension style here, the arrow to the bottom left. Click, right? Right. So the setting will be slightly different than what we did on the previous week, because the size and scale of the drawing is much bigger compared to the previous drawing, right? So first thing, go to lines, right? And then click the extend beyond dim lines, right? Key in 100. And then offset for origin in 150. Right? Extend beyond text. Oh, before we key in the extend beyond text, we need to select the arrowhead here. So the arrowhead change it to architectural text. So whenever we're doing interior design drawing or architecture drawing, so important to use architectural text. It's much more precise compared to the arrow just now. Right? And go back to the line here. Okay. So extend beyond text, key in 100. Yeah. Right. And then we need to go to the text. Okay, go to the text. Text high, key in 160. Enter. Right. Then text placement, right, on vertical, put outside, right, and then horizontal let it be. Okay. So important to put here align with dimension line, right? And then the next one, offset from dimension line. So this one actually the position of text between text and also the dimension line. So this one here we can try to put here about 50. And next one, go to the primary unit. All right, this is also important. Okay, so since we are using millimeters, right, so it is important to change this into 0. Right. So for millimeters dimension, there is no 0 something, no, right? Because the millimeter is the most precision measurement, so you cannot have 0 point something, right? Once you have done, click OK and close, and there you are. Oh yeah, we're missing one thing here. We're missing the arrowhead size. All right, let's go back here. Modify, back to shape symbol and arrows. Yeah, here. So this one put 100. Okay. There you are. Okay. So once you have this, then you can just continue the dimension. Okay, so to continue the dimension, click here, click continue. Done. All right. So same thing with the side part here. Right. Click the linear dimension, click, right, and then continue. Yes. And also important to put the overall distance, right? And same with this, to put the overall distance as well. So seems like the dimension is a bit too high, so we need to move this down a bit. So what can we do? Just select the dimension, right? And click the blue part here and put it down. And important, right? We have this, please press F3 to turn off the object snap. F3, object snap. All right. Then it will not snap to anywhere. Okay, space bar. This also move it further down. And turn on the snap again to make it so that it will snap exactly there. And this one we can select again the opposite snap, and we have this. Yeah. A bit more. Okay. Right. So this is the measurement. Oh, we're missing one more here. So we're going to continue this. From here, right? So we're going to select this by press S select and then we continue to here. All right. Okay. So now we have a floor plan of 6,000 times 6,000 floor plan. All right. 6 meters times 6 meters of a space. Okay. So once we've got this, then we can make sure that a dimension is really correct. All right. And then once it's correct, then we can go to the next step, which is creating a wall drawing. Let's start working on the wall. All right. So the first thing, go back to home and change the layer into walls. One thing with the layer control, you have to make it into habits. Right? If you do not make it to habits, it means that you are drawing out not in a layer, then you will have a problem later during printing because each line need to draw according to the colors and according to the layers, or else you will not get the required line thickness. Right. So first thing, we're going to draw the walls. How are we going to do the walls? So the thickness of the wall is 150 mm, right? So we have a grid line here. Mostly the walls will the grid line is the center line between the walls. Mostly, usually, but that it is not a must. Sometimes grid line also can be set as at the end of the wall, right? Okay. So in this case, we're going to draw the wall, the grid line in the middle of the wall. So the best way to do this is offset the grid line into 75. Right? When we offset the grid line to 75, it means that we are creating a wall lines in the middle of grid. Right? So for beginners, it is advised for you guys to work room by rooms. Right? Do not create offset 75 to the whole lines, or else you will get confused. Right? So we have this. So the next step, as you can see, right, this is actually a grid line layer. So the next step is to change the layer into wall. So select the new layer created by offset. And change the layer into walls. There you are. Right. So the next step is to do fillet with 0 radius. So just press F, fillet, spacebar, and click the 2 line here. There you are. Right. Okay, offset here as well. 575. Right. 575. So fillet this one. Okay. Fillet. There you are. All right. When we have this here, right, the junction here, what can we do? Actually, we can just break this line here to begin a fillet. Another way is also we can use trim, right? But for me, trim is actually taking more time than fillet, right? This trim, we can do the trim as well. Okay. Another way of doing this, undo, right? Is using the break command. Okay. So by using break command, BR, space bar. So just select where we need to break the line. right? And then just press F for fillet, click and click, press F again, click and click. As you can see, it's much faster than using trim. All right, so let's work on this. Okay, change this to more layers. And start to the fillet. And as usual here, right? You can even use trim, but then my favorite is using break and fillet. One thing that I need to mention to you guys, right? There is no specific method or way or a must way to do in order to deliver any step. It's all depend on how comfortable you with the step that you're using. All right. So because in AutoCAD you can use 10 ways, sometimes it could be about 6-7 ways just to deliver one task. Right. So some person they are comfortable using another way, right? And some person is comfortable using another way. Right. So and the last one here is which is a toilet, right? 75. Okay, so change the layer into walls, right? And then break this in the arm. Okay. Repeat the same command, just space bar, right? And then it will give you the last command. Same thing here, BR, then fillet. Bar to repeat the last command and fillet. And that's it. So we have created a wall. Oh, there is one more here. Right? Fillet. Oh, there is this and that. Okay. This line here. And we can do fillet with this one. Fillet. And here. And right. Next step is to create doors and windows for the building. Right. So I'm going to show how to create doors. Right. So what we have to do now, change the layer into doors. Right. And then this will be the entrance of the house of a compact living space. Right. So I'm going to select the middle line here to create a door. Middle line of doors. All right. And then I'm going to offset this to 600 left and right. Because this door will be about 120 millimeters open. All right, so we have this here. Okay, so the first thing we need to cut the wall here. All right, we need to cut the wall here. What can we do? Just you change the wall layer again, press select line here and create line here. There is a red colors line created here. What happened is when we are using the line thickness, right, this whole wall will be cut as one. All right, so we need to trim this bar, trim, and trim. Next step is to create the door jamb. The door jamb, the size is actually 150 times 50 mm, right? So what can we do? Just offset this one here for about 50. And turn to the outside, also to outside. All right. And then to create the door jamb, select rectangle here, click one corner and then bring it to another corner. Oh, sorry. First of all, change back to the door layers, right? And pick up rectangle again, click and click, click and click. All right, there you are. All right, so the next one is to draw the door panel. So door panel must be created from the middle, either a middle or at this line here. All right. So before that, right, there is as you can see, right, if I turn off the layer door layer here, there is red color lines, which is I offset at 50 just now, right, left at the back, right. So what you have to do, you can just turn off the door layer and erase this line again. Because if you leave this line there, when you print out, that red line will appear as a 0.5 pen, right? And then you have a window layer which is 0.3 pen. So those 0.3 pen will not be visible because of that 0.5 pen. Once you're done, turn off the layer again, turn on the layer again, and there you are. All right. So to create the door, the next one is that we need to create a door panel. So press line, select from the middle here, right, and press to the, yeah, we need to press to the inside, right, press inside, okay. Right. And then the next one is to create the door swing, right. So choose the circle, same thing from the center here, and then create it to the middle. There you are. Right. So this is the door swing, right. And then this is actually a position for door panel. So we need to offset 30 for the door panel thickness, right? Offset 30. Okay, there you are. So last one, select rectangle here, click here, and bring it to the top. All right. So once I've done, press trim, click this line here, and click this line here, press space bar, and delete or trim the outside. So there you are. So you got the door swing here. And then select again these two lines, which is actually adjust a guideline and erase the line. So select a line, press E for erase and space bar. And there you are. Okay. And then we can erase these three lines here. It's not needed anymore. It's a constraint. So to get another opening swing, just use mirror, MI for mirror, or you can use this one here, mirror as well. Right. And then select the object, press space bar, select the middle line here, right, and press and carry it down and press, and then do not erase the source object because we need it. Okay, so no. There you are. Okay, so that's double swing doors. Okay, and then you must remember there is step of the door here. So what can you do? Change this to zero layer again, press line, and click the line and press. Right. Right. The next door that we're going to create is single swing doors, right? So single swing doors will be located here. So it will be the same step here. What can we do? We just actually you can extend this line here, right? So first thing we need to get the size of the door swing, right? So the size, it could be about, we can actually increase this about 100, right? Offset 100 or 50 also can. Okay. It means that the door will begin here. Okay. Why we need to use this? Usually sometimes at the back of the door there is things like something that we need to hang, right? So at least there's 100 space between the wall to where the beginning of door jamb, then we can have space there, right? Okay, so this door actually the size is 900, the width of the size is 900, so offset into 900, click and click to the top. There you are, right? So this will be an opening of the door. Okay, so what can we do? Once we have this, just trim this. Use trim, right? Press space bar and trim any excess line that's needed, even this one here. And there. So this is the opening of the door, right? So now we can start working on the door layer again. So press line, okay, to the right, and then press this one as well. So that's where the door can begin, and then offset by 50. One offset to down, and this one offset up, right? So now what we need to do is to create the door jamb. So same thing with the previous door, just select a rectangle here, right, and create the door jamb. And erase the construction line. Okay. And then let's start to draw the door panel. First line. Okay. And straight to the left. Right. You just bring it as much as you can. Right. And then next one is create the door swing. So the door swing will begin here, and then bring it to the another end of the door. Okay. And same thing with the previous door. The next step is to create the door panel. So same thing. The door panel size usually about 30 mm, right? And offset 30. That will be the thickness of the common door size. So press rectangle and create the door panel. Once you have done, press trim, right? Click and click, and remove the excess circle line to create the door swing, right? And then delete the excess line. There you are, right? So we have created one door here, and then this is a double door and this is a single door. And now we're going to create another door for the bedroom here. So what can we do? We can just mirror this door here to the next one. Just press mirror. Press spacebar and then click the middle line here, anywhere middle here, right? And then bring it to the left. Click and make sure do not erase the object. So press N for no. There you are, right? So what I can do now here, we need to trim the line here, right? So change the layer into what can you actually, we can just use trim to select the boundary, right? Just select the line there, click and select window here, because there is actually a red line, right, created here, which is same thing that already existed here. So we can just use that line, right, to trim the object. Okay, then press space bar and trim. And there you are, right? Okay, how about the door here? We still have door in it. So what can we do? We can just use the same door here, but this time we can just use a copy command. This, right? And click here. All right. and we can just click. I'm just gonna put anywhere here, so I'm going to use a comma, special command here, NEA for nearest. Press and press spacebar. Right. So this is a nearest command. Right. If you look here, click. Right. It is here, nearest. Where is it? Ah, there you are. So the short form for nearest is NEA. Right. So nearest enable us to select the line, right, and put it anywhere that we need, right, without attaching either to end line, middle line, or center line, right? So once we have this, press mirror again, MI for mirror, or you can pick up here, press space bar, right? And then select the object, okay, press space bar again, look for the middle line, which is here. This is a middle line, right? Okay, click and bring it down and click. So this time I want to erase the source of object, so I just press S here. There you go. Right. Once you have this, same thing, you need to trim the middle line here. So select the red color in the middle. Okay, select by zoom windows, press space bar and trim. And there you go. Right. So this is a living room, this is a bedroom, this is kitchen, and this is the toilet. All right. Okay, we have completed a wall, doors, right? Double swing doors, single swing doors. The next task is to create windows. Right? I think windows could be a bit complicated than doors, but once we have one, then we can copy to the rest as well. All right. So I'm going to create a 3 tiers window here. Right. So to start, right, first I need to change the layer into windows. Same thing with the line colors, yellow colors. Right, and then I press line, and I try to get the middle line of the interior wall. Right. Why this is important is because if we take the middle line here, it means that the window will be set up nicely in the middle of the space of the wall here. Right. So I'm just going to use about two tiers window. I'm going to use a 2 tiers window, much easier. Okay. So I'm going to offset this window here to 900 to the top and to the bottom. And then once I have that, I'm going to create a window jamb here. Right. So I'm going to offset. So the size is 50, right? So I'm going to offset 25. This bar. 25. This bar. At the top and 25 to the bottom. Right. So we're supposed to have 3 window jamb here, but I'm going to create only 1 here. Right. And then I'm going to pick up the rectangle here as a window jamb, seeing it like with the door just now. Click. Right. When I've done, erase this. Line top and then bottom. There you are. So once I have this, I'm going to copy all this. Right. The next line. There. Okay. The next step is to create an opening on the walls. Right. Create opening on the walls. So I'm going to change this layer into walls. Press line. There's one there. Press line again. All right, there you are. So I've created the red color here. So I'm gonna trim the interior wall here. So I'm going to select trim, trim, press space bar. So the boundary line, I'm going to select again the red color here. 1 and 2. press space bar, and there you are. Okay, and I'm going to erase this. Do that. Right. So we have this is a window, right? Change this back to Windows. So I'm going to create the wall line with white colors because white colors represent 0.2 pan. On the plan where we cut the walls, right? A red color is a bricks, right? But when it comes to the window, these two lines here, right? It cannot be red colors because it is cut. It's an opening window. So press line here, click, and create another line here. Right. So these two lines here, we need to select this and change into white colors, right? So select this line here, right? And you have by layer here, change this into white. Again, I repeat, white is white because white is 0.2 pan, right? So this window jamb here is 0.3 pan, same thing with this one here, right? So we have this here. So the next task is to draw the window panel. So window panel thickness somehow is almost similar with door panel, which is about 30. So I'm going to offset 15, right? Okay. Set to the left, offset to the right. And then select the line again, change into window layers, right? So this one here, trimming, okay. Trim, 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 right? So this was a trim again, space bar, trim, and trim. This one here, so trim again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there you are, right? So this is Windows, creative Windows. So the layer is actually yellow. However, it is the left and right outside here must be white colors or 0.2 pan. All right. Once we have this, the rest what we can do, we just copy this, right? So press copy, press space bar. Right. So the where we're gonna the apply the insertion point is actually we're gonna take the middle line here again. Click the middle line of the windows and bring it to the middle line of this wall. Right, space bar. And then I'm going to apply another window here as well, right? So I'm going to copy this. In the line of this windows, bring it to the middle line here, right? There, boom. Okay. And then don't forget the wall layer must be trimmed. So press trim. Select the red colors that is inside here. Press space bar and trim the line. All right, we cannot trim the line at the moment. What can we do? To trim the line here, we need to turn off the window layers, right? Window layers. All right. So now we can do the trimming. Trim and trim. Press space bar. And back to the layer again and on the layer again. Okay. So now we have a living room. We have bedrooms, kitchen, and toilet. Right. So before we continue, we need to create another doors, which is to outside here as well. So we'll copy this last door here. This and we'll put here, right? And then this door, what I'm going to do, I'm going to rotate this door again, right? Press then turn it to 90 degrees, and then I'm going to trim the middle as well. Press the R for frame, and set the boundary line, right? Then press spacebar and frame the line here. That's it. Alright, the next step is to name each of the rooms. Alright, so we should name each of the rooms. So to do this, change the layer into text, which is on the green color here, right? And then press text selection here, and click, and type in living room. So select the line again, and then change the text size into 200. We are done. Enter. There you are. Even though it looks bigger, actually it's not. The actual size will happen when we do the close text editor. There you are. This living room here. And to make it faster, right, we can just copy this text here, click, and press F8 and copy to the rest. Right. So this one will be master bedroom. This one will be kitchen. And this is toilet. All right. Okay. Once we name the space, right? The next task is to name the material on the floors, right? We need to name the material on the floors. So this time, create the text again. Example here, we're going to use marble, right? So just press type in marble. Marbles. Maybe we can have a marble tiles, right? With marble sort of tiles. Plus, marble they have a few types. Some with wall-to-wall marbles, but this one we're going to use marble tiles. And then change the text size into change to 100. Once we have this one here, copy this, have it there, and put it as well. And so for the toilet, we're going to use ceramic tiles. Kitchen, also we use ceramic. While master bedroom, we're going to use parquet, wood parquet, parquet. That's a parquet. All right, there you are. Right, before we finish this, we need to furnish the room here, right? The house with furniture and toilet. So same thing with the one that you guys learned before, right? By using the two palettes, click two palettes, and then go to architecture. Right, there you are, architecturals, and look for the toilets. So make sure you use a metric samples. And there are toilets. Okay, need to move this a bit. Okay, and then select the middle line here. All right. Okay, turn off this. So this need to change into toilet layer. All right. So the toilet layer need to change into plan, right? So I'm going to choose round plan, here, and then change the position. Press F8. Okay, so this round toilet here. And then there is more. There is more. You can fit in more the space here, right? With a kitchen, with the living room. Okay, but before that, we need to create a gap. We need to draw a gap. So go to 0 line here. Press L. So there is a gap for the toilet. And then from the inside to outside, also will have a gap, right? So the gap is about, could be about 150 or 50 mm gap, centimeters. Okay, so it's a gap. All right, the next task is to fill up the interior with the furnishing or furnitures, right? So in this case, I allow you guys to use a block or template, right? So the block template, actually you can get it from eLearn, right? There is a folder in the eLearn, right? Let me get it for you. Okay, good. All right. So if you go to the eLearn, right, and then go under weekly lesson module, sorry, under menu here, then you will see AutoCAD block, right? Click the AutoCAD blocks. Right. So there is two blocks that actually downloaded before, right, and uploaded for you guys. So there is actually lots of block here, right? Some of it is can be used, some of it is in the metric, and some is in imperial. So you guys need to be careful. All right, let's say I'm going to use door and furniture commonly used for AutoCAD user here. So I'm going to click this and download the RAR file here. Right, you can see here. All right, so it's already downloaded. So click this. So we have this here. So what can you do from here, right? Just go inside the file here. So you will see the DWG file drawing here. What can you do is click the drawing here and click and drag into AutoCAD. Right, just drag into AutoCAD here. Drag into AutoCAD file. Right, and then it will ask you to specify or responsible for SHX file, or ignore the missing SHX file. So this SHX file is actually a format file, right, that sometimes is not relevant with AutoCAD. So just ignore the missing, right? There you are. So these are all the templates that we can use for architectural interior design, right? So click anywhere. Do not change any scale, right? Do not change any factors. Just press spacebar and press again. Do not change the angle. Just press again, and that's it. Right, now we have the template in our drawing. Okay, so you must remember, actually this template is quite big, but then once we insert inside the drawing, now we are allowed to use the block inside the template, right? So what can I do? You remember last time that we learned about the block, right? So just click the block here. Right? Click the block here, and then you can find all the block from the template appeared, right? In the AutoCAD. Okay, so this one is all the window elevations, beds. Now just a compact living, right? Okay, so I'm click here, right, and then I'm gonna rotate this. All right, there you are, a master bedroom. Okay, and then there is a lot more here. Example like a chair and sofa. They even have a kitchen, right? Right, and a lot more. Okay, so I want you guys to fill up the interior with the furnitures from the template from the e-learn here. Or actually you can even go to the online or Google, right, and type in AutoCAD template. Okay, and then you will find that there's 1,000 of template in the online, right? And finally, right, is the hatches. Once we place all the furniture inside the space, right, in the room, then we can apply hatches, right? So please change to hatch layer and click the hatch here, right? So for tiles, for example, for ceramic tiles and toilet and kitchen, right? So we can choose, you can use net as tiles, or even NC here is okay, but then we need to change the rotation. Right, so let's look for the net. There you are, net. Right, and then click. There you are. Click and click. All right. So as you can see, the scale of the tile here is too small. So try make it to 50 and enter. All right. And you can apply the same tile here as well. Once you have done, close hatch creation. Right. So for the living room, we require another type of tiles, which is much bigger than the ceramic, right? All right. So for the living room, because there is a marble tile, so we still use the net hatch here, but then the size will be slightly bigger, probably double. So the scale will be 100, and then apply the tile here. So it is a marble tile. Close hatch creation. Meanwhile, for the master bedroom, we're going to use a parquet. Right, let's look at parquet flooring. There you are. The big one. Yeah, there you are. Click and click. All right, once you're done, close hatch creations. So This is a basic floor plan for your exercise for today. So from this exercise, what you have to do is to produce a drawing and apply on your compact living in ID1. All right. And then what can you do right now? You can apply the put more dimension, right? Example for like this one here. The size of the windows, right? Size for the door. Okay. Oh yeah, this one need to be under dimension layers. All right. And then the next one, you guys need to do the annotation. Example here. Click. So far. Right. The text, usually the text size will be about 160, 120. Yeah. Okay. The last step before we finish the today's tutorial is to print the floor plan into a skill drawing. Right. So first of all, we need to see what the size that will be possible to print this drawing on A3 paper, right? So first, to check this, just go to the print command here, right? So as we can see, as you remember, right, we have set all the printing setting under page setup. So what we can do now, just click on the window and select the drawing. Why we do this, to find out what is the best size that we can print out, right, on the paper, on A3 paper with the size of the drawing. As you can see, right, when once we click this on the fit to paper, right, the best size is indicated at 47.73. Right, it means that the best scale that we can do here, right, is actually 1:50. Okay. The nearest scale that we can use is 1:50. Let's preview this. There you are, 1:50. Right. So after this, we're going to apply the A3 A4 paper, right? Draw the A4 paper, right? And do it again. Okay, so cancel this. All right. So we're going to print this on A3 paper. All right. So first thing we need to do is to draw the A3 paper. 297 times 420. Right. Let's draw 297. Right. So we have to draw the A3 paper here. 297. So bring the cursor up, press space bar, and then bring it to the right, 420. Bar, bring it down, 297 again, space bar, and C clicks. Okay. So, since we have a title block, right, to make it more organized, just create a new layer here, right? Create layer title blocks. Right. And then title block layer, make it white colors. All right. Okay, one important reminder here, right? Okay, when we during the creation of the layer here, you realize there is one layer created here, depth points layer, right? So we never do this layer, we never create this layer, depth point layer here, but then it suddenly appear. So this depth point layer is really automatically created, right? In case we need a layer that not for printable. As you can see here, this point, the default will be the printer, it is not turned on, right? So you have to be careful. If you accidentally draw the line under depth points, right, it means that that line will not be printable on paper, right? So please be careful with this. This is actually automated, created by the system. All right. So we change the layer here into title blocks. There you are. This is the paper. And then offset 10 for the boundaries. Okay. So let's say if you have a title blocks, so you can for the title blocks. Or if you have a template of the title block, then you can use it. All right. So so there is a tree paper, and there is the drawing, right? So how we're going to fill in the drawing into a tree paper. So as we discussed before this during the lectures, what can we do? Just scale the title block to 50, because the drawing that we can see just now, right? The best scale that can fit in for a tree paper is 1:50. So just scale the title block into 50. There you are, right? And then move the title block into the drawing. Do not use the drawing into the do not move the drawing into the title block, but instead move the title block to the drawing. Right? And that's it. There it goes. So to finish this today, what you have to do, you need to print this into PDF. Right? So last step is click the print again, and then change this to window, and select the window here. Right? You must please remember again, I continuously remind this, right? You need to select inside the boundary here, right? To the upper right boundary. Okay, and then go to the fit to paper, click, and change into 1:50. Right, and then and there you are. Okay, so once you have done this, back again to the printing menu. You see this here, right? So Asmadi CTB is on, or your CTB is on. It means that the line is actually using a line thickness. Let's go to preview again. Look at it, the line, as you can see, right? The line thickness is happening, right? The wall, which is the 0.5 pence. All right. The text here is actually 0.6. As you can see, it's working. And that's it. Okay. Once you have done, just print this. So I'm going to put this on desktop. Students work. And save. And there you are. Right. So that's it for today, for tutorial for today. So you need to do this exercise in order to produce your assignment 1, right? So the brief for assignment 1, we'll do it later after this. Thank you very much.